Hey guys, this is Conor with Conquest Human Performance, and this video is about the bare bones essentials for losing weight, for losing body fat. This is a very important video because these essentials are the same for everyone. For anyone that has ever made progress, losing weight, losing body fat, getting leaner, it's always happened the same way. The same mechanisms are working. The same mechanisms behind every diet, every fad diet, every exercise program, they're always the same. We're working on the same things. So keep this in mind. If you understand that there are essential pieces to the puzzle, you can go about placing those pieces however you want. It gives you tremendous control, gives you tremendous flexibility. And in the end, that just gives you a better chance of actually achieving your goal and maintaining those results over time. So the essentials I'm talking about are basics, like the basics of calories in, calories out. And as soon as some people hear the word calorie, they're going to turn this video off, and that's okay. But I urge you to listen. Whether or not you believe in calories or you believe that they're important, they are still the thing that is dictating whether you gain weight or lose weight. They are the currency through which we all gain weight or lose weight. And as I said, every diet that has ever worked has worked because someone is manipulating calorie balance, period. If your fat diet or your guru or whatever is saying otherwise, the information is incorrect. And it's incorrect based on science we've had for decades. So make sure you keep that in mind. Now, when I'm talking about calorie balance, I'm talking about burning more calories than you consume. This is how we lose weight. Over and over and over again, run that through your head. Burn more calories than you consume. And you'll see right away that there are two ways to affect this. There's the burning side and there's the consuming side. There's the calories out, there's the calories in. It's an equation. So keep in mind, this is why some people cannot change anything in their diet, but they start doing CrossFit or something like that, and they get a whole bunch of weight loss. They're affecting the calories out part. They're burning more calories. And some people will never pick up a weight or do any more exercise in their life, but they change their diet and they lose a bunch of weight. Some people do a little bit of both. So there are lots of ways to come at this. So the burning side, the calories outside, this is important because exercise should be something we're all thinking about all the time, that we're all doing. Activity should be something that we're doing all the time. This shouldn't be news to you. You will live a better life if you're fit. You'll live a better life if you're strong and mobile. You'll also probably be leaner if you do those things. So what I'm talking about are two separate components that we can affect here. So three separate components, actually. So you've got your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of energy you burn just staying alive, beating your heart, filling your lungs with air, that kind of thing. We can't affect that. It's based on things that are out of our control, like our size, our age, that kind of thing. Another piece that we can affect, though, is directed exercise. So if I go to the gym and work out for an hour, it's directed exercise. I'm going to burn some calories doing that I wouldn't normally burn. That is something I can control. Those are calories going out. Hopefully they stay out. Another big piece of this, though, is the activity you get throughout the day. So the activity for me to get off the couch and walk to the kitchen, to walk around the workplace, to do whatever, to fidget, to stand, to gesture with my hands as I talk, all those things. That's all physical activity. It all burns calories. And this can make up a massive part of your metabolism. This can easily make up a bigger part than your exercise part. If I'm just physically active throughout the day, I'm not doing any structured exercise, it can add up to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calories. So this is huge. Even if you work out blood and guts for half an hour to an hour at the gym, and then you're sedentary for 23 hours of the day after that, you might not come out ahead at all. Okay, so think about this as a lifestyle. Go for walks, find ways to enjoy being on your feet. sit, or rather than sitting all the time, find ways to stand. Roll out on a foam roller or stretch or something like that when you're watching TV. You don't just sit still. Find ways to move more. I guarantee you will not regret it. You're going to feel better if you do that. So that's the calories outside. There is a small piece there. There is a small piece to the metabolism called thermic effect of food. It essentially means that when we eat something, it takes some energy to break it down, and different foods require different amounts of energy to break down. So if I eat refined sugar out of the bag, which no one does to my knowledge, that takes almost no energy because it's such a simple molecule. There's just not much digestion that needs to take place. But if instead of eating that sugar, I ate a sweet potato, I got my carbs from sweet potato, that's a lot more complex. I've got to chew more to digest it in the first place, but also my digestive tract is going to have to work a lot harder to assimilate that fuel into my body. So think about this when you're choosing your foods. The more you can eat whole, unrefined foods, the better. And the more you dive into like refined junk food kind of type, or junk food, like basic junk foods, I guess, things made with refined sugar, simple carbs, the less energy that's going to take to digest. So things like protein and fiber are the things that take the most energy to digest. So the more of that you have in your diet, the more calories you're going to burn just by working through that food. So that's our calories outside. That's all that we have in our control. We have directed exercise, physical activity, and making good food choices. Basics, okay? The calories inside, this is essentially choosing the right foods, okay? But it all comes down to how much of that food are you eating in a day. The grand total of the food you eat in a day feeds into a calorie balance. If that calorie balance is less than you burned, you're going to lose weight. If it's more than you burned, you are going to gain weight. If they're perfectly even for whatever reason, like good on you for getting something so chaotic, so perfectly even in the first place. But if they're perfectly even, you're going to maintain body weight. And that's what you need to know for right now about the calories in part. So make sure that you have some way to stay accountable, that you have some reliable way to manipulate the calories that you're eating, whether it's following a meal plan, or counting your calorie intake or your macronutrient intake, macronutrients being proteins, fats, carbs. There are lots of different ways to go about this. Even a lot of diets, and some fad diets have some okay parts to them, as long as they adhere to this rule. So make sure that the calories you're consuming are appropriate for your goals. And the most reliable way to do that is to track. So if you like what I'm saying, if you don't like what I'm saying, make sure you let me hear it below. Leave some questions, comments, whatever. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And I'll have a few more videos coming soon about some ways you can manipulate that calorie intake. All right, talk soon.